I'm just gonna be honest with you. I mean, in my eyes, like, you just invalidated everything that we had. And it's just like, to me, like, if you cared so much about me, if you really actually thought I was the person, I instilled like this belief in you that there's good men out there, and I re-instilled that, and like your family said they've never seen you happier. Like, if it was really true, like, I would think you would work through something like this.
I believe everything that you have said to me tonight, like, and it's actually like made me rethink, like, did I go about this the wrong way? Like, was I expecting too much? Or like, you know, it's made me think those things, but then at the same time, I'm like, but you had sex with 2 women.
If you had this big old reservation, this huge deal breaker, why would you not bring this up until right now?
Like, you're not, like, I feel like at this point, like, I'm going home for sure now. Like, you are committed to me going home at this point. Like, that's okay. Like, I realize I this up and like.
What do you mean? Don't, it's
no,
not.
It is.
You're putting this on me now. Like,
I'm not.
You made the decision when I walked back in.
I'm telling you right now, like, I realize, like, it feels very much like this is like ending and like.
Because you put it into it.
I know, but like, I still feel strongly about what I'm feeling.
I'm not trying to place any extra blame on you, but the fact of the matter is like, I don't even know who I'm looking at anymore. Like, I don't.
Dude, like, please don't say that. Like, that's like the worst part in all of this. Like,
I'm sorry, Susie, but it's the honest truth.
How?
And
Like, how can you not? Like, that's like the part that's upsetting to me. Because you just dropped a bombshell on me. You just dropped a bombshell on me, and like, and I don't agree with it at all. How you went about this. I think it's BS, and like just we're done, and I'm done. I'm done. There's nothing. We're not getting anything else out of what we're saying anymore. Okay.
I'm sorry that I even raised my voice because this is out of character for me. It's because I cared so much, and I really did love you, and to have this ripped from me is why you're seeing what you're seeing right now. I have nothing more to say. There's nothing more. Anything you say to me at this point doesn't matter anymore. And so I just want to walk you out, and I'm done.
I'm sorry that this is like the way this has gone. Like, I mean, I know that you're saying like at this point, nothing I can say will like mean anything different to you, but like, I genuinely like want you to know that this was real for me, and like, I'm like, I know that you like don't want to hear anything at this point, and like I can tell by like every ounce in you that you probably hate me at this point, and like I'm genuinely so sorry for like the pain I've caused you, and like I promise you, like every ounce of this has been real and like genuine, and like. And I actually feel like awful in how this has gone down tonight in every way.
This is the last thing I'll say. Because of my faith, I believe everything happens for a reason. And I'm just gonna take that and move forward in my life and realize that like I had to go through this. So at some point I'll end up finding somebody that actually will stick through it and will understand me for who I am and will fight for me as much as I fight for them. And I thought you were that person, you're not that person. And like, this is how it's supposed to end, and I'm done. I'm done.
Oh my God.